Hi, I'm Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to try something a little new because after all I'm here making videos to have fun. Now I'm planning a trip next week to Switzerland and I thought it'd be fun to try out a vlog style video and take you guys with me. Now I travel an above average amount of time. Being able to easily travel to places that are far away from where I grew up is the big advantage that complements the disadvantages of living far away from where I grew up, like being close to my family. And of course I also like to visit home ideally twice a year. And I don't say all that to brag, just to establish my expertise and where I get off adding my voice to the millions of voices out there already talking about travel. All right, regrouping a bit. The trip's a week away. I already bought my plane ticket. I like to use Kayak for shopping for plane tickets. I really like the filtering features and how you can search for a range of dates if you're a little flexible on the exact dates that you travel. And the filters just work really nice where I can say like all of the New York area, but not LaGuardia. And as I check off those filters, it really quickly, I can see where the price is changing. So, you know, I might first say only direct flights. And then if I see the price goes up a real lot, then I might also add one layover as an option. So for me, Kayak is the best site for buying your plane tickets. It just works really nice, all the filters and options. And of course it actually does its main job of finding you good price tickets. They're not a sponsor or anything, but Kayak, if you want to sponsor me. And speaking of flight prices, there are cheap airlines and regular airlines. Cheap ones be like Ryanair and Frontier, and the expensive normal ones like Lufthansa and United, trying to not be too Euro or American centric. But even the regular airlines have added a lower tiered ticket to all their flights now, pretty much everyone I think. And that takes all the things that you think should just be normally included in a flight and takes away all those that you don't actually really need if money's the most important thing, like your free checked bag on like a transatlantic flight or picking your seat. And for me, I buy those cheapo tickets. Some background on me. When I fly home, I'm generally doing it with 2 small children and possibly a cat too if it's a long trip. And that is a 10-hour flight. So for this 90-minute solo trip to Switzerland, do you think I care if I get a middle seat? Like, no, I don't. My threshold for what I consider uncomfortable is pretty low at this point. 90 minutes being elbow to elbow with 2 other people is not a big deal to me. And when I do the 10-hour transatlantic flight with the kids, they have to put the kids with me. I think legally, but also I'd love to see them try to stick my kids on somebody else. It's not for my comfort that the kids are put next to me. That's for everybody's benefit. And the other personal choice I've made is that I pay for the expensive credit card from United, which comes with 2 free checked bags for me and 1 other person on my itinerary. And something important to know about that credit card benefit is that it's not additive. The credit card gives me 1 or 2 of my first checked bags paid for, and if I bought the ticket with the luggage included, that's my first checked bag. So they basically kind of just cancel each other out, or they're basically double paying for the first 2 checked bags. You don't get 3. So there's very little benefit for me to buy that ticket that includes the luggage because they're already gonna sit me with my kids because they're kids, and I already get checked luggage for the credit card. Now I fly a lot and that works out for me, but if you're taking a once a year trip, then you probably have a different formula that's gonna work out for you. Okay, I had a lot more to say about that than I realized. So that's my flight, it's all taken care of. In Switzerland, I'm gonna be staying with a friend, so I don't need a hotel, otherwise I would have booked that by now. I do actually like to book hotels as far in advance as I possibly can, maybe even before I'm sure about the trip, because lots of times there's free cancellation up to really close. So it's great to just grab the good hotels because flights, you know, generally you can get in there even later, the prices just go up and down, but hotels will fill up, like the good ones. So I like to book those as far in advance as I can, but this time I don't need one. Okay, I think I'm gonna close it for now and then jump forward in time to the day of my trip. Alright, I'm past security. It's still pretty noisy because even the quiet spots without a lot of people, there's construction happening. But yeah, we're here. I want to talk a little bit about what I did yesterday to be ready for today. So because I'm not checking a bag, I did check in. And for me, if you're not checking your bag, checking it online the day before, it makes a lot of sense because then you just go right into security. You don't have to go into any other line before you get, into the secure part of the airport. But if I am checking a bag and there isn't like something like picking your seat or requesting an upgrade that kind of unlocks in that 24-hour period, then I don't bother checking it online because it saves you nothing. You still have to do the line to check your bag. And now, I'm a Google Drive person, so I have all my things in Google Drive, but it would be the same if you use Dropbox or something else. And I have like a big trips folder, and then every single trip has its own folder in there. So now it's March 2023 and I'm going to Switzerland, so it's like 2023-03-Swiss. And then I keep everything in that folder for this trip, and specifically like my boarding pass and even my flight confirmation, really, really important things. I also tap the thing to make it available offline. And then I put a shortcut to that whole folder with all the stuff I need for this trip on the home screen of my phone so I can use it this whole trip. One thing to take note of is that even though it says available offline, it doesn't just load instantly. I think maybe what's happening is that like it sees I'm connected to the internet still, so it does a quick check to see if there's a more updated version than the one it has downloaded. But it would work if I was disconnected, but it doesn't load instantly, so yeah, do pop it open like before it's your turn in line to show your barcode to get into the security area. And I will talk really quick about my bag. Now there's a lot of content out there about like packing tips. And one thing I think they always really miss is that it varies a lot depending on what you're trying to optimize. Like, are you trying to optimize for volume, which is the case if you're trying to not have a checked bag, or you're optimizing for weight, which is the case if you're trying to bring as much as you can, including your checked bag, which is going to be limited to 40 or 50 pounds or something kilos. Or are you optimizing for convenience, which is going to be the case if you're going to be like living out of this bag, if this is a multiple stop Euro trip, or any kind of multiple stop trip, and you're going to have to be able to like easily live out of that bag. Or similar convenience but in a different way if you're traveling with kids. And then you have a lot of stuff you have to have with you in your bag, like an emergency change of clothes and snacks, and as well as all of your like electronic things you're not allowed to check. And most of those things all have to be able to easily come in and out of the bag. So you have your electronics have to come out of security, and the emergency outfit change might have to come out like in the middle of the flight. So I would say those are all different things that you might be trying to optimize. So my packing tips would all be very different depending on which of those is your goal. For me, since I'm traveling alone and I have no checked bag, I'm mostly just looking kind of for convenience and enough space to fit what I need for a couple days. I do have a bag I really like. Let me show it to you. Okay, so I have this is my setup here. What's really important to me is that it is really stable and I can put it down and it doesn't tip over. For me, the hard case bags are much better because of that reason, that you can put them down and you don't have to worry about them falling over on the side, which is like a pretty bad thing because like my computer's in there, I don't want the whole thing falling over. Let me show it a little better. And now the other feature that was really important to me about this bag is that it's super flat on the top. So you have that handle but like lays super flat. So like it's really flat here, and a lot of them have like a big strong handle here, which is like cool if this is going to be super heavy and you want like a really comfortable handle, but this is still pretty comfortable and I really like how flat it is. And then for like my underfoot bag, I really just want something with that that strap there, and that is just it doesn't matter too much. That's really preference, because that's basically like a purse at that point, and purses are all about just like your preference about how you want your space divided. And one last thing about the bag, one thing I really like about this one is that it has these mesh covers on both sides. So my liquid bag, I can just kind of put in the middle there, down here, and it's security just like pull it out, and I don't have to worry about any other of my stuff just falling out of my bag, because it's just that one, Ziploc bag of liquids that I can just pull out of the top there with only opening this enough to get it out. Okay, all loaded up again to go, but that reminds me one more thing. This bag has like what I call the crazy wheels that go in all directions, and these are really nice for like going down a narrow airplane or train aisle, or for carrying it around on all four wheels, especially like if I had my cat with me and she'd be sitting on top. She doesn't want the bag at an angle. It's nice for her to have it straight. But I will say the other option normally is to have like a big wheel in the back and just little legs in the front, and it's just a matter of preference. But the big wheel, I will say, would have been a nice choice for me living in Italy, where the sidewalks are really bumpy, because these wheels they haven't broken. The suitcase is pretty new, and also I didn't know this brand, but I'm really happy with this bag. But yeah, I'm always super worried about these breaking as I'm going over all the bumps in the sidewalks in Italy. So I'm here in Switzerland. I really boogied through the Zurich airport so I could get on this train. That's where I am now. So no airport footage to make a smoother cinematic transition, but I think you can all imagine the Swiss airport. I'm adding this voiceover later because I'm still not ready to be the lady talking to herself on the train. Also, the audio quality would probably be unusable anyway. The train ride is just gonna get prettier and prettier as the train travels from Zurich and the quote-unquote flat part of Switzerland into the Alps. I'm going to pass Lake Zurich, Lake Zug, and Lake Lucerne. The trains in Switzerland are much better organized and reliable than Italy, but you pay for that. My Rome ticket was €6 and my Swiss ticket is 33 francs, full price. Francs are very close in value to the US dollar. I have a card I paid for where all my Swiss train tickets are half priced. If you spend any amount of time in Switzerland, that card pays for itself pretty quickly. What brings me here on this trip is I've been dating someone long distance for 2 years and plan to move this summer. So this trip is for seeing him and also looking at apartments and some other logistical prep. Switzerland is not part of the European Union, so as an Italian citizen, it's pretty easy for me to get a visa, but I still need one. And health insurance, Italy is a full state healthcare, but Switzerland, I still need to buy my own health insurance. Just a lot of boxes to check to have everything ready for the move itself. And then we get new challenges like finding all new doctors, making friends, learning German. It'll be an exciting year for sure. I'm exhausted just thinking about it actually, so I will check in with you guys tomorrow. We're going to a market in town. Everyone's packing.
There's no rain on the roof.
Okay, we are home from the market and I really wanted to share this. This cat lives in the building and takes the elevator up to its apartment. Like, it waits at the building door and then if you let her in, she goes and waits by the elevator door. I love this elevator cat more than I can say. There are also stairs on the outside of some of the houses. So if you have a cat and live in an apartment 1 floor up, the cat can come and go on its own little like special staircase. I'll see if I can get a picture for you guys. So this is fun. I'm meeting some of my boyfriend's family this trip and his aunt has that coffee machine with the coffee balls. Have you guys heard of this? Migros, the big supermarket, or one of 2 big supermarkets here in Switzerland, has made their own coffee pod system where the pods are these balls and it's all compostable. That's like the big deal about it. My American friends were asking about this, not even knowing that I've been regularly visiting Switzerland. So I think it made kind of like a big splash on the internet. I mean, they look so interesting. It does make you just want to talk about them. So that's all I have for you guys. I'm back home. You may have picked up earlier in the video that I mentioned this trip was actually back in March. I did want to share how I planned for a trip and how I organized my files, but I also wanted to try out this style of video. Last week I uploaded a vlog that was an experiment trying out the Pomodoro technique, but this video was my very first vlog I scrapped because the footage wasn't usable. So this is my second vlog that I planned. And the footage sat on my computer for a while because I wasn't sure if I would ever actually use it and finish the video. Planning a vlog and creating a story around unscripted and impromptu clips is a skill that I am painfully aware that I have not mastered yet. But I went for it and made the video for 2 reasons. For one, I won't get better if I don't just try. And 2, I thought for anyone subscribed and following the journey, this is a kind of important piece of the puzzle. The move is going full steam ahead and I'm planning more videos about planning a room and organizing papers or moving itself. There's a lot of overlap between moving and my channel's focus of productivity and organization. So thank you for watching this admittedly so-so video and I hope you stick around to see what's next.